Hey, what's going on guys? Marvin here. Welcome back to another video. So did Amazon just make selling on the platform a whole lot easier, specifically for wholesalers like myself? So as some of you may or may not know, there was an article that came out stating that Amazon did not replenish its weekly orders through its Vendor Central platform. If you do not know, Vendor Central is just another platform similar to Seller Central, but for companies and brands to come onto that platform and sell directly to Amazon, not specifically on Amazon. So basically how it works, if a company or a brand wants to come and sell directly to Amazon, they would need to sign up for a Vendor Central account. Once it's approved and active, then Amazon will reach out to that brand and place purchase orders from them, usually on a weekly basis is what I've gathered. Then that company will send the inventory to Amazon stores it and start selling it. The reason they would do this on a weekly basis is because they don't want to hold on to all that inventory for a long period of time, especially when they have a lot of brands that they purchase from. So this article basically just outlines that Amazon did not place those weekly purchase orders from thousands of brands. Instead, what Amazon did is they directed those brands to set up a Seller Central account like all of us third-party sellers have, and start selling on the platform that way. Now, a few reasons why they would do this is because they're gonna make more money in the long run by having more third-party sellers. Because I'm sure that the vendors pay a fee to be utilizing the Vendor Central platform, but I can guarantee you that it is not the same amount of fees that we pay as third-party sellers. And they won't have to store as much inventory, only the inventory that they're sending in for their specified account. Now, another thing that they touched on was the rumored one vendor platform that may be coming in the future, which essentially is just rumored to combine Vendor Central and Seller Central into one platform so that everybody sells on there collectively. At the time of recording this, there hasn't been any sort of update whether Amazon has retracted those statements or has retracted their decision to not place those weekly purchase orders. Now, I don't think they're going to do this with all of the brands. I think they're only doing this with smaller brands who they consider smaller brands, but they're selling about 10 million in revenue, I believe it's stated in the article, or less. So 10 million or less, but they're not going to shut out larger companies that sell directly to them. I don't think so, at least. So what does this mean for third-party sellers, and what does this mean for wholesalers like myself and you included? Well, I think things are going to get a whole lot easier with certain brands, because now the brands have two choices. And they can either set up a Seller Central account, learn the ins and outs of Seller Central, how it operates, and take time to learn that skill and go through that learning curve that they're gonna have to go through. Or they're gonna be more lenient on getting accounts approved for wholesalers that are selling on the platform, because it makes a lot of sense to just sell to a wholesaler that is selling on Amazon. It's less headache, it's a lot more streamlined, it's a lot faster, because if they're trying to come onto the platform and sell it themselves like all of us are doing, there is a learning curve. I'm sure a lot of you know that there is a learning curve when you're starting when you're starting this business. But I think things are going to get a whole lot easier. I think accounts are going to get approved a lot faster, and they're going to be a lot more willing to work with people doing wholesale on Amazon. There's already thousands of distributors and thousands of brands that want to work with Amazon sellers, but I think it's just going to open the doors even more so than they already are. So my question for you is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take this information and just put it in your back pocket? Or are you going to start learning the process, learning how to do wholesale, learning how to buy from these major brands, learning how to buy from these smaller brands that sell well on Amazon so that you can get a piece of the pie? So what are you going to do? Are you going to capitalize on this? Or are you just going to push it aside and wait for later? If you're interested in getting into the wholesale business model and learning how to sell these brands, these big brands, small brands, working with distributors and all of that, and you want to cut your learning curve in half of the time so that you can start creating your own business, then I do have a course linked down below. It's the first link in the description. And if you want a step-by-step guide to doing wholesale on Amazon, then watch the video on the screen and I break down the 7 steps that you need to know when starting wholesale. I'll see you guys in the next video.